long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
So it feels like, in many ways, we're down to the home stretch again with Kennedy. And in some ways, it feels kind of like Groundhog Day. But it also doesn't feel that way. It feels like 2016. It feels like something momentous is about to happen. I don't know why. But obviously there's something going on at Lucasfilm. I mean, you can't deny it. They don't talk. They put out very little PR for anything, and they're very careful about what they say. They have not come to the defense of Amanda Stenberg or any of the other crying, whining babies from the Acolyte. Jon Favreau has not said a word. No one has. Kennedy was quoted as saying Leslie's met some really personal attacks, but she had personally attacked George Lucas. There you go. Really, when you look at the history of Kathleen Kennedy and the road she's taken, everything about her, great producer skills and everything, are basically secretarial. Okay, she doesn't really have any creative instincts. She doesn't obviously understand Star Wars or Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones, and Willow. You got to ask, has she even seen any of this? Okay, any of these shows? And no, she hasn't. And everything that she's done, really, she was working for a man. Now, that's the problem she has. She was working for a man. And, when women like her get a chance to be on their own, they either fail miserably, as she had, or they become, Margaret Thatcher, Golda Meir, Sherry Lansing, Dawn Steele, etc. Okay, that's who they become. But this is not Kathleen Kennedy's expertise. She absolutely failed. She failed in administrating her office. I mean, I surrounded myself with all these talented women. None of them are talented. None of them. And a couple of them, I'm looking right in this picture, should be in jail. She's cost Disney billions of dollars with this alone. She didn't think about the direction the franchise should go. She didn't protect the franchises like she promised George. And when she started going off on a tangent, everything suffered for it. And you gotta, look at it this way. Lucasfilm is getting sued by Gina Carano, by Karen McCarthy, by Tyburn Productions, and an outdoor lifestyle company from Duluth, Minnesota. That's Kennedy's legacy. Kennedy's legacy is Jake Skywalker, subverting the fans' expectations and trying to be real coy and cute about it and smug. And it didn't work. Kennedy's I'm going to say it outright. I just found out they're still paying for Rogue One. because they've got the lawsuit with Tyburn. And I looked into it, Company's House, and it's an absolute mess. Okay, Kennedy's behavior with directors like the directors on Rogue One, Solo, a Soy War story, on and on and on and on, losing, of all people, losing Steven Spielberg to do Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Roundhead wasn't a good hire. He was not the right guy. And then this creature, the baggage from Harvey Weinstein should have been enough for Kennedy to say, I am not taking that woman's pitch. Okay, that should have been enough for them to say that, for Lucasfilm to say that. But she took the pitch. And instead of saying, you should really write a Star Wars script about Leslie Headland, and Leslie Headland actually running out and doing that, filming it, and then basically forcing Disney's hand to have to air it, and it being literally the worst thing anybody's ever seen on Disney Plus. I just go, who told you this was a good idea? Why would you take her pitch? But that is that. Let's talk a little more about this.
This is Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. I regret to report that both our Jedi Order and the Republic have fallen. With the dark shadow of the Empire rising to take their place. This message is a warning and a reminder for any surviving Jedi. Trust in the Force. Do not return to the temple. That time has passed. And our future is uncertain. We will each be challenged. Our trust, our faith, our friendships. But we must persevere. And in time, a new hope will emerge. May the Force be with you, always.
Master, I assure you.
Your floppy lightsaber. Keep that, you may.
If you just give me another chance and $180 million, I can make this.
No. What? Strange things are afoot at the Circle K.
So, when is she leaving? Are we going to hear anything this week? Honestly, I don't know. But again, like I said, it just feels like our moment of yub-nub is coming, though I'm not going to yub-nub until after the presidential election, because in my opinion, she's already done, and we don't really have to be as concerned about this issue as we have been. And I'm more involved in now just putting energy into paying attention to American national politics right now. So, but let's talk about this. Nobody's talked about her getting her contract renewed. All right, we have a theory out there that the hit piece on Bob Iger was done by somebody at Disney, and it was probably the stupidity of Dana Walden, and she basically effed it up for herself because Bob Iger and probably James Gorman put two and two together and said, no, we know who did this. And then Kennedy calls one her minions at Lucasfilm telling them that it was her and that she's going to be back. Now, if she really thinks that Disney's suddenly going to give her a renewed contract, she's out of her fucking mind, especially in lieu of what she said. Now, this is why I'm seriously thinking that she's done, because the idea that she would ever be allowed to come back to Lucasfilm after either being involved with the New York Times, her name was not mentioned. Okay, Lucasfilm was only mentioned once. Kevin Feige was mentioned. Okay, Kathy wasn't, which tells me she at least knew about it. Her taking responsibility for it. Now, did she do it herself? No, because it was too detailed. There wasn't any way she could have known all of that. But I think there were a lot of moving parts to that hit piece, and I think it was Dana Walden, Christine McCarthy, who did not leave Disney under health conditions. She was fired. Kathleen Kennedy and maybe some other, and maybe Susan Arnold. Okay, it all came together, and then poof. Okay, Iger finds out who did it. James Gorman puts it out there. And look, all right, so if Kennedy's part of a cabal, she still slit her own throat. Now, if it came out, she didn't have anything to do with it. She was told about it. She didn't have anything to do with it, or it surprised her as much as it did anybody else. She's taking responsibility for something really shitty, and she's going to get run into the ground for it. And I think she probably did. You can't imagine how stupid I think she was for her to either admit she did it, either admit she was part of it, or said that basically intimated or basically knew about it. Okay, knew about it, and then said, I'm going to take responsibility. Because, and why? Now here's something I want you guys to think about, because I just thought about this. What if she basically threw herself under the bus by accident? That this story was out there. Obviously, it's an inside Disney source. Whoever was going to bite was going to get canned. And maybe Iger himself did it. I mean, I look at these things and go, there's so many devious things people do to each other at this level of corporate politics. You can't believe it. So, would Iger set himself up to look stupid? Because there have not been any more attacks on Iger since then. Okay. So, what else is really going on? So we've got this, I think, code of silence about Kennedy. It's got to be around, I know it's around Hollywood that people are saying she's done. Because I've had friends who have, contacts in the business that in high levels of business that are saying there's stuff going on at Lucasfilm. It is in chaos, and, intimating that Kennedy is no longer there. Okay. And now we've got to wait. Okay. Will we get a Halloween treat? I don't know. Because this has been a freaking long, hard slog with this woman. Okay, so all you guys asking, when are we going to hear about it? I don't know. And personally, I think people that know what's going on, that are talking to Cameron, to me, to others, haven't spilled all the beans because they don't want to get caught. Or if they did, people are being sworn to silence. Okay? I mean, because if I had that news, I'd scoop everybody. I wouldn't be able to help myself. But anyway, I just wanted to get you guys kind of to understand that we may hear something on Halloween, we may not, and that's really all we can do. Okay, so, just let whatever happens happen. This is Steph signing out. See you around the galaxy.